Hello there, Libra. How are you today? Welcome to your general reading. This is a timeless reading, so you're here when you're meant to be here. So that means that there is a message here in this reading today that is going to apply, or that you could apply, to your current situation, whatever that may be. Now, here's the thing. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and comment down in the box below. Let me know what it is that's resonating with you or how you're going to apply some of the information that comes through. All right, here we go. Bottom of the deck. Seven of Cups. Okay, so right now you are a little bit, you've got a lot of choices, which is kind of a good thing, right? And it's a little bit difficult for you to make a really important decision. So it's good to be in this state where you are able to evaluate all of the options, right? That's actually quite important, because if you're signing a document or a contract or something like that, obviously you're going to need to take a look at every fine detail, right? So think about all the options, weigh all the options, make sure that you protect yourself, okay? And here we go. First card here, we've got the Six of Pentacles, which is about reciprocity. Right? You've got so much going for you right now. Everything's really positive in that you're able to give to others. Okay. And now if the tables are turned where you do need a little bit of help, it's okay to be the one that receives, because what universe is saying is that there's going to be a point in your life where things can flip and you end up being the one that gives to others, right? So that's how the cycle works. Sometimes we need help from others, and other times we're the ones giving help to everyone else, right? To others. So allow that in your life. We've got the Five of Swords, which tells me that there's been some conflict around you. And that conflict was very one-sided, right? And what this tells us is that there's a breakdown in communication, probably. And we have to work on different ways of dealing with conflict, right? The lesson there is that there's more than one way to deal with conflict. It doesn't have to be so one-sided to where this fella here has all of the swords, right? And then the other people are just walking away. So it doesn't have to be like that. It's about compromise, right? So if you've had a recent conflict in your situation or in your life, that just find another way to handle it should it come about, right? Because at this point, sometimes, when you burn bridges, there's not an apology that's going to mend that relationship. And that's a hard thing to have enter your life. This is just too much negative energy. Now we've got here the King of Cups, and you're currently around the energy of the King of Cups, which means that there's someone in your life. If this is you, that's great too. The King of Cups is very well balanced between his head and his heart, very wise and devoted, right? And he's able to, kind of sit back, just like he's doing right there. He's able to kind of sit back, look at the entire situation, assess the situation, and then make a decision, right? And he uses his experience, the way certain situations have made him feel, right? And that's how he leads his decisions, right? It's like if he's been in a situation where like his gut feeling tells him, that's probably not the right thing to do, or maybe that person's kind of shady, that's how they make their decisions, right? It's not about being very logical. It's about how the situation made them feel. So here, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is all about abundance. This is actually a very nice, very complementing pairing here. You've got a Queen of Pentacles energy that's coming towards you. The Queen of Pentacles is very comforting and nurturing. She also has great business sense, right? So this one over here does things because it makes him feel good, right? But there is a balance. He's logical, yes, but he also has that part of him that's very very loving. Someone that gives a lot. And so that balances really well with the Queen of Pentacles, because she's also very giving, but in a more material way, right? She's the one that's going to make sure that your comforts are met. Now, here's the thing. Just with the other comments that I've gotten before, just because there's a male or female in the picture, we're talking about energies, right? So this can apply to a man, this can apply to a woman as well, right? So hopefully that makes sense, because I think I got a question about that before. So here we are, Six of Cups. So you really enjoy nostalgia, right? You really think about the past and all the good times you've had. That's why I'm leaning more towards you being this Knight of Cups, because you see here, you're thinking about the past and all the good times you've had, right? And those memories that you've had allow you to make the decisions that move you forward, right? So this is why I'm thinking that you are the King of Cups. That's your energy. Now here, you've lost quite a bit, right? There's the time in your life where you've lost probably something financial, right? Money. And so you feel as though you've been left out. So the question here is that we have to change our way of thinking, because this is a lacking type of mentality. What do you feel you've lost? Why do you feel insecure, right? Why do you feel that you don't belong? So that's the question here that universe is asking you. You have to find out what it is that's making you feel like an outsider. What is it that's making you feel as though you don't belong, or that you don't deserve everything that's inside this church here, or this structure, right? You're more than enough. You're great, and you are deserving of everything, all the riches that is presented there. You're not outside of this structure here. Now we've got the Star card here. So you're going through a lot of hope, healing, faith, renewal. This is also about wish fulfillment. Now here, whatever it is that you've lost, there's a part of you here that's trying to heal, trying to correct that mistake, and trying to hopefully correct that mentality, that belief system. So you want to get rid of that belief system, because that's kind of shadow behavior that's only going to keep you from progressing forward, right? So we always want to kind of deal with our shadow self, right? And make sure that we've addressed it. Otherwise, progression towards, your best outcome is definitely hindered. You've got the Empress card here. This is great. King of Cups all the way down to the Empress card. She's also very intuitive, right? She's the creator. This is the divine feminine energy, which, can apply to man or woman, but, look at her. I mean, she's just sitting back, kind of admiring everything around her. She's enjoying nature. So if you haven't been in nature lately, this is a sign that you should probably enjoy your time outdoors, and kind of do some self-care as well, because you see how she's just kind of kicking back here and just enjoying her environment, and just kind of marveling the beauty around her. She's also a great manifester, right? She's a creator. Anything she touches turns to gold. It's just wonderful. She's got that power. So here we've got the Sun card. Beautiful. Look at this progression here, Libra. You're starting out full of love, right? You're very generous. There's been a hiccup to where there's been some conflict that we have to address, right? The number 5 is important to you, so pay attention to any sequences with 5s. But the 5 of Swords is about you finding another way to deal with conflict, right? It's another way to, it's about compromise. Queen of Pentacles is the energy that's coming towards you, right? This is comfort, this is security, generosity, nurturing, and also great business sense. So if you are here for, say, a career, new schooling, something that you're starting, new training, something like that, it's all going to work out in your favor. You've got the Sun card and the Empress card. If you're here because you're wondering if you're about to, if you should start your entrepreneurship or your business, well, look at here. It's clearly something that drives your heart. Like it's emotionally fulfilling to you, whatever it is, if you're trying to start a business. And then here you've got the Empress card and the Sun card, which is all about optimism and creation and positivity, right? And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is all about riches and abundance. So everything's working out really well here. So, reassess your situation, because remember, you've got different options. If you are here to start a new business, it looks really good, right? Just make sure you know what you're doing here as far as, you've looked at all of the other options too, right? Don't just sign leases without knowing all of the ins and outs. Yeah, look at this. You are literally planting, you're ready to plant the seeds for something, long-term, abundance that is in the long term, your future. You're starting your legacy, right? Your search for generational wealth, right? So if you're trying to start a business, I see what you're trying to do here. You are really trying to be very mindful about your next step. You're not just going to willy-nilly just come in here and just start throwing money around. You really want something that's going to be nice and solid. This is beautiful. Yeah, it's nice because you see all the options that you have, but you're going to be very smart about it, right? Because this is what's coming your way right here. This is great. This is really beautiful. Look, temperance, balance. Balance. Always look for balance and moderation. Now, if you're starting a new job or something like that, everything looks really good here. Really, really good. This is going to be a long-term situation. If this is a love situation, again, this is really terrific. You are starting something that's going to be long-term. If you're starting a new relationship, say you started dating somebody, you're pretty serious about this person. Like I said, it's a good pairing here that I'm seeing, right? But you guys are going to take it slow, be very patient, right? And if this is a new job, acquiring the skill is going to be slow and steady. And it's going to be very balanced. But everything is going to work out here because universe, the angels are working behind the scenes to create something absolutely beautiful and perfect for you. For you. Okay, Libra? Look at that. Momentum. Movement. You may also receive some communication, some information that you needed. But yeah, look at this. This is really powerful. You're starting here, and then at the end here, you've got the Empress, right? you've got great power, great energy, and then you're ending here with a lot of focused energy, balance, and you know, and this is like thoughtful actions, right? You're not just gonna scatter things. You've thought the Knight of Pentacles is great because he's got plan A, plan B, and plan C. He is not about to just kind of play around. That's serious stuff there. So this part, you see that? This part here, it looks beautiful. Everything that's coming towards you is absolutely positive, Libra. I'm so excited for you. Just have a couple of hiccups right here, right, that you need to address. And, you know, don't be surprised if they come towards you or if you're still dealing with it. The idea here is that you figure out what it is that you're supposed to learn from these situations. If you've lost something or if you've gotten into an argument with somebody, what was the message there? What were you supposed to learn? Look at this, the World card. This is great. This is completion. So once you kind of progress this way, you're going to complete a goal, right? And also if you're going through hardship, right, some sort of despair, sadness, that sort of thing, this is also emotional closure, right? So if you're still kind of going through the past relationship, something like that, this is a good sign that you have some emotional closure and you've understood, you know, your soul's lesson. And that's what I mean about trying to find another way here, because sometimes when we have hardship, it's about us receiving some sort of soul lesson. And what is that for you? Yeah, look at that. You've reached that completion, right? Emotional closure. Now you're seeing the world very differently. You see all of the possibilities, just like the 7 of Cups that you had earlier. You see the possibilities and that you're limitless. So now you just need to kind of take that step forward, right? Now that you've planned. Just be very careful. You have a tendency to overwork, right? Or be burnt out and take on responsibilities that aren't even your own. So universe is trying to tell you some of these burdens here, these wands, those aren't even yours, but for some reason you take them on. So you might have to, kind of identify, drop a few of these sticks here so you can see where you're going. Because right now you're just putting one foot in front of the other and hoping that you get to where you need to go, but you're going to be burnt out. The universe says, you have to enjoy the journey, right? Life, you get this one time. This is your life. You want to be able to enjoy the time that you are here, right? The Devil card. Yeah. See this? This is burnout. This is taking on other people's burdens. The Devil card represents all of our shadow behaviors, the self-sabotaging behavior that keeps us from progressing to this beautiful area here, your outcomes. It keeps you from progressing and healing and getting wish fulfillment. So taking on other people's burdens, right? To the point where you're neglecting yourself. That is a shadow behavior. Conflict, right? Winning at all cost. And also this lack mentality, insecurity, sadness, all of that, worry, all of that, that's shadow behavior that universe is saying that you're going to have to address. Okay? 6 of Wands, another great card here. All of this hard work here is going to be recognized, right? Remember to enjoy the journey. Look at that, Queen of Wands. And so after you have understood and cleared out the self-sabotaging behavior, look at this. You've got the Queen of Wands. I call this the glow-up card. Like the Queen of Wands and the Empress. To me, that's like the glow-up cards, right? Because the Queen of Wands is confident. She knows her worth. No one tells her what to do. Look how she looks directly at you. She's the Witch of the Tarot, and she basically can manifest and create anything she wants, and she's not apologetic. It's great. Actually, I love that card. All right, bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. So whatever it is. So number 8 is also important for you, right? 8 of Wands. And also the 8 of Pentacles. You are going to be very busy. And you're going to work really hard to get these long-term goals here. And you're going to do everything you can to really master and perfect whatever that goal is for long-term, right? You see all the pentacles here? So this is great. I mean, anything that I've said here really can apply to any part of your life, whether it's a love relationship type thing or work, right? New job, new opportunities, new studies, new businesses. But overall, I mean, it looks beautiful. Yeah, you're being very, very patient, very methodical, because you really want to create something beautiful and stable in the future. But the great thing here is you've got the Sun card, which trumps any kind of negativity here. You'll understand the meaning behind all of the despair you've had. Don't let pride get in your way, of course, right? So be humble right here. If you need help, accept it. Don't let pride get in your way. A new start is coming. Yeah. And that's exactly what I said here. You've got closure, completion. So now you have a new start and you can pretty much do whatever you know, you need to do to get to this point here, to get your goal. And then step out of your comfort zone, of course, right? Kind of step out of this comfortable state here of the King of Cups and march on over here, right? March on over and claim what is yours. You have so much great stuff working for you here. I love this. All right, here we go. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yeah. So, you know, that this is about you kind of trusting the universe, trusting the higher self, your higher self, but also using that knowledge and applying it here in your physical world. Okay, so don't forget to comment down below and let me know what resonates with you. And also please like and subscribe. That would be wonderful. Thank you for being here. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.